Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving deep into the life of one of history's most formidable leaders, Genghis Khan. We're going to unearth 10 fascinating facts about the Khan, stuff they don't teach you in school. So buckle up because we're about to embark on a wild ride through the rise and reign of Genghis Khan. Let's get started. Genghis Khan. The man who would become the great Khan started his life as Temujin, born into the brutal, unforgiving world of the 12th century Mongolian steppes. Temujin's father, a tribal chieftain, was betrayed and poisoned by a rival when the boy was just a child. His family, cast out, left to fend for themselves, forced to the edges of society. Yet it was in this crucible, this unforgiving environment, that Temujin was forged. He clawed his way up, uniting the fractured Mongol tribes, crushing his enemies, until finally he stood triumphant as Genghis Khan, the great Khan, the unifier, the emperor. Genghis Khan's empire wasn't just some regional power. We're talking about the largest contiguous land empire in human history. From the Pacific Ocean in the east to Eastern Europe in the west, Genghis Khan's Mongol Empire stretched across the Asian continent. This was an empire built on horseback, forged in the fires of war, and held together by the iron will of Genghis Khan. You might think that a man like Genghis Khan, who built his empire on military might, would be intolerant. But he was a pragmatist. He understood that religious tolerance was essential to holding his vast empire together. Genghis Khan allowed freedom of religion throughout his empire. He didn't care if you prayed to the Buddha, Allah, Christ, or the spirits of the steppes, as long as you paid your taxes and acknowledged his rule. This policy of religious tolerance was a key factor in the stability and longevity of the Mongol Empire. The Mongol army wasn't just some ragtag bunch of barbarians. This was a well-oiled, disciplined fighting force that was centuries ahead of its time, with a level of organization and strategy that rivaled any contemporary army. They were masters of horseback warfare, able to cover vast distances at lightning speed, raining down arrows on their enemies with deadly precision. The Mongols had composite bows made of wood, horn, and sinew, capable of incredible range and accuracy, allowing them to strike from a distance. Genghis Khan was a master of psychological warfare, using fear to break the enemy's will before the first arrow was even fired, often spreading rumors to create panic. They used feigned retreats, drawing their enemies into carefully laid traps, only to ambush them with devastating force. They were masters of siege warfare too, adapting Chinese gunpowder weapons to create terrifying siege engines, capable of breaching the strongest fortifications. The Mongol army reshaped the battlefields of the 13th century and left a legacy of military innovation that influenced warfare for generations to come, changing the course of history. Imagine trying to rule an empire that stretches from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe. Genghis Khan had a solution for that: the Yam, a sophisticated relay postal system. Think of it as the ancient world's version of the Pony Express. Messages carried by riders could travel hundreds of miles in a day, relaying everything from military orders to trade agreements. This network of horses and riders was the lifeblood of the Mongol Empire, allowing Genghis Khan to maintain control over his vast domain. We can't talk about Genghis Khan without addressing the brutality of his conquests. Entire cities were put to the sword, millions of lives extinguished. Some historians estimate that Genghis Khan's conquest may have resulted in the deaths of up to 40 million people. It's a dark stain on his legacy, a reminder that even the most brilliant leaders can be capable of terrible things. How do we reconcile the military genius of Genghis Khan with the sheer scale of the bloodshed that accompanied his rise to power? Genghis Khan wasn't just a conqueror, he was a builder, a lawgiver. He understood that for his empire to survive, it needed more than just brute force. It required a solid foundation of laws and governance. Enter the Yasa, Genghis Khan's legal code, a comprehensive document that governed every aspect of life in the vast Mongol Empire. The Yasa covered everything from military discipline to marriage, from theft to religious tolerance. It was a code that sought to bring order to a diverse and sprawling empire. It demanded loyalty, obedience, and adherence to Genghis Khan's vision of a unified, orderly empire. The yasa was more than just a set of rules, it was a way to ensure stability and harmony. The yasa provided a framework for governance, for a stable society in an empire that stretched across continents. It was a remarkable achievement in legal history. It was a testament to Genghis Khan's understanding that true power lay not just in conquering nations, but in conquering the hearts and minds of the people. His legacy of law and order remains influential to this day. One of the most unintended, yet far-reaching consequences of Genghis Khan's conquests was the Pax Mongolica, the Mongol peace. This period of stability had a profound impact on the world. With the vast Eurasian landmass under their control, the Mongols ushered in an era of relative peace and stability. This unprecedented unity allowed for safer and more efficient travel across the continent. For the first time in centuries, you could travel from one end of the Silk Road to the other, without fear of bandits or warring states. The routes became bustling highways of commerce and communication. This newfound security led to a flourishing of trade, a golden age of cultural exchange that connected East and West like never before. Markets were filled with goods from distant lands. Goods, ideas, technologies all flowed along the Silk Road, facilitated by the Mongols' guarantee of safe passage. Innovations in science, art, and literature spread across continents. The Mongols played a pivotal role in connecting the world, in facilitating a global exchange of culture and technology. Their influence can still be felt in the interconnected world we live in today. Genghis Khan's final resting place remains a mystery to this day. Legend has it that when Genghis Khan died, his body was returned to his Mongolian homeland, where he was buried in a secret location. To ensure that his tomb remained hidden, the Mongols resorted to extreme measures. Stories abound of those who participated in the burial being killed, of rivers being diverted to hide the location. It's a historical riddle that continues to tantalize us to this day. Will we ever find the tomb of Genghis Khan? Only time will tell. Finally, let's talk about Genghis Khan's genetic legacy. The Khan had numerous wives and concubines, and his descendants spread his genes far and wide. According to some genetic studies, millions of people alive today carry a little bit of Genghis Khan's DNA. It's a reminder that history isn't just about dates and battles, it's about the transmission of genes, of ideas, of legacies. Genghis Khan's legacy, both genetic and historical, continues to fascinate and intrigue us centuries after his death. So there you have it, 10 fascinating facts about Genghis Khan, a man of contradictions, a ruthless conqueror, a brilliant strategist, and a figure who continues to cast a long shadow over history. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about Genghis Khan, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more historical insights. See you in the next video. Until next time.